The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Media Mash,
A roundtable of Cowboys insiders
dropping wisdom
and offering sizzling takes
on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys.
Now, your host,
Newy Scruggs.
Here we are on the Media Mash. Let's ride. It is Wednesday here at the Star in Frisco. And we've added a new member to the Wednesday Media Mash. See how long Mr. Joe.
I was going to say, let's hope Chill don't run him off like he did our old buddy.
Old Sod, you know. We ain't seen Sod since, man.
Sod got mad and left.
That
was you.
Sod took his notes and left.
Hazed up in here. Clarence Hill, All City Dallas. Joe Hoyt of All City Dallas. You got the author, former Cowboy beat writer Jean-Jacques Taylor. I'm merely Newy Scruggs. Joe.
What's up?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Sod gave me a little bit of a warning, just a heads up, you know. But here I am.
Hold your own. Okay?
Yeah.
Just hold your own. Okay.
Standing on business.
There you go.
Clarence.
Don't feel like you have to be deferential.
This is true. I'll start with you. It's like Mike McCarthy. You know, there's no David Moore, so I'll just start with you here. The musings from the locker room today, sir?
Yeah, it was pretty empty.
We weren't a distraction?
Huh?
We weren't a distraction to the
No,
media
weren't a
today?
distraction. Wasn't any. I got headliners talking today, but a few players talked. Talked to my boy Jordan Phillips. He said I feel my wrist feels much better.
You can sling the rock. They're shooting jumpers.
Wink, 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 wink. Wink, wink.
Devontae Adams, I feel good now.
Ask them. So he can't talk. He's had a talking to about what he can say and what he can't say.
See, money talks no matter how much you make.
Eric Kendricks was non-committal about his ability. He said he's going to, let the coaches talk for him. He wants to play. Of course, this is a team. Eric Kendricks considered signing, or actually he had verbally agreed, if you can do that, with a contract with the 49ers, then changed his mind and came to the Cowboys. And so that's the place he first chose in free agency. And then he changed his mind to come with Zimmer.
And his CPA.
And here's a guy that, you really need for all the eye candy you get to help with the linebacker, help get the defensive line straight because of the eye candy you get. You really need him in this game.
Explain the eye candy for the listeners who don't really know.
Just the pre-snap motion, and this is my motion guy. We fight all day about the Shanahan offense, and he'll tell you about all the
Differential.
Explain what's special about the Shanahan offense.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing about motion is, especially when you do it the way the 49ers and people like the Shanahan system do, is you're not only having one guy go in motion, but you're having multiple guys go in motion. It's all about shifting the power, shifting the advantage, and trying to get people out of space. And we've seen it with New Orleans. We've seen it with a lot of other systems. When the Cowboys are out of space, it doesn't really work out well for them. So that's something, to your point, with Eric Kendricks coming back, that's going to have to be the maestro.
Coming back, right.
Potentially come back, yeah. He's the guy that has to be the maestro for that, and it's really important. But it's a struggle.
Talk to your boy Dalvin Cook.
I didn't see Dalvin. I was looking for him. I didn't see him. I saw some people over there by Rico's lockout. Like, my boy, I didn't get to see Dalvin, so we don't know. We'll know tomorrow. He'll probably be in the locker room tomorrow.
All right, Joe, some of your musings from the room.
Yeah, we talked with DeMarvion Overshown too. And the thing about DeMarvion is now, we talk about trimesters through the season. He's now 6 games into the first 6 games of his career. His first trimester is over. And he was saying one thing is, the one thing we know about DeMarvion, he's got speed, right? And he's going to chase down, he's going to pursue, he's relentless. But that's kind of equated to some missed tackles and some other things and potentially being out of place a little bit. He said the game is starting to slow down, though, for him. And I think that that's such an essential thing for DeMarvion because speed is his best asset. But sometimes speed can kind of get you out of place as well. So the other thing that he said specifically, because I asked him, hey, against this 49ers run team who's just so committed to the running game, is it just as simple as, hey, do what the Chiefs did and just stop the run, right? You saw what they did early on. They held Jordan Mason in check, and that created a lot of problems for Brock Purdy, who didn't have a lot of weapons outside. DeMarvion said, yeah, it's kind of easy to talk about it, but we actually have to go do it. And that's kind of been the Cowboys' problem on defense for this entire season.
So, Jacques Taylor, yes, that thought process is good, but Chris Jones ain't walking through that door. It's Mozzie Smith.
They've been playing a lot of zone. They've been playing a lot of too high, which means you don't have as many people in the box. And then when you can't stop the run anyway, I mean, you have to bring a safety down. It just makes you weak everywhere.
So, let me ask this question to you, and I'll start with you, Joe. Got 2 weeks, bye week. You've got to see him play the Super Bowl champions on Sunday here. We know Mike McCarthy's record after the bye is good. What is your belief level in what they could take out to San Francisco, considering also, by the way, the 49ers got some injuries?
I was going to say, in terms of, we talk a lot about the San Francisco dominance over the Cowboys, and I think the one thing that throughout this entire stretch, this is the most vulnerable San Francisco's ever been, in terms of their injuries. Their healthiest receiver is a guy that literally was shot before the season. I mean, that's Ricky Pearsall. I mean,
shot in the chest.
Shot in the chest, and now he's back, and that's literally their healthiest receiver right now. You got a guy in Juwan Jennings who's potentially going to play. Deebo Samuel was literally in the hospital this week with pneumonia. This is the first time the 49ers are vulnerable. And, Brock Purdy's coming off probably his worst game of his career. And I think in terms of believing for the Cowboys, hey, if there's no time, why not now if there's any other time? Because guess what? You're coming off a bye. You're likely getting healthier. We'll see about, obviously Micah Parsons was in the rehab group today. Deron Bland as well. If they can get those guys back, it's huge. If you can kind of have the injury edge, that's big. This is the most vulnerable San Francisco's been, but it's also been kind of a low point in the McCarthy era after the bye week. So belief-wise, I don't know. I mean, it's...
Yeah, you do.
If there's any time to do it, it's now.
Yeah. But you don't believe.
But I don't.
You don't believe.
I'm not going to pick them to win this game.
No,
frankly.
because when San Francisco's injured and they got a bunch of injuries, what are they likely to do? Go back to the basics and run the ball, because we know we can do that if our receivers are not healthy, if Brock has not been as efficient passing lately. Let's go back to the basics and let's go run the ball. That's what this team can't stop. So until they stop it, I don't believe they can stop it. And they got problems.
It's funny because there's this thought process that San Francisco's vulnerable. They got all these injuries. The Cowboys are vulnerable too. They got a lot of injuries. This is not the strongest Cowboys team. No. This is the weakest San Francisco team the Cowboys have faced. What is the weakest Cowboys team that San Francisco has faced? With all their own injuries and especially the key players. And last I checked, ain't none of them injuries on defense.
No, they still got Nick Bosa.
They still got their top players on defense.
They got the linebackers.
And even in San Francisco's struggles, they have things they can hang their hat on. They got a defense. They got a running game. They still got things that they can hang their hat on.
And what's the most important thing that they have? They know they can beat the Cowboys.
Right. But my problem with the Cowboys is that what can they hang their hat on? What can they say other than the kicker, other than Aubrey? What can they say? We do this well. We know we go into this game, we're going to do this. This is going to happen. Offense, defense, right? I mean, what do they do well? What can you hang your hat on?
Brandon Aubrey?
Outside of the kicker. There's nothing they can say we can hang hat on.
Brian Anger.
Trent Sieg.
See? And that's
special teams. And I'm just saying, unlike the 49ers know they can run the ball in their struggle. They know they still play solid defense. They can get to the quarterback. The Cowboys can do what? Okay. As well as anybody in the league. I don't know.
And look, these are all legitimate points. All three of you are bringing facts there. I go back to what Bill Belichick said earlier this year, and it just kind of really rang true. It's not who you play, it's when you play. And if you're going to ever beat them, this is the week to do it. And yes, okay, Niners look pretty good on defense right now, but we kind of talked about the Steelers and the same thing. This is the week to go do something. And lucky for them, they're on the road because this is where they do win their games. Hey, somebody, as I said on the play, somebody throw your hat in the air. Somebody bring out a folding chair and hit their boom box when they come out there. Somebody do something. Aquaman swim across the bay. Somebody do something. Somebody in this room stand up with some pride. Okay. Somebody on defense decide to be a leader. I mean, this is at 2 weeks, with a bye week off, somebody decide to do something and try and save your season. Because you're now, between San Francisco and Atlanta, if you don't get these 2 games, you got Philadelphia coming here, and it doesn't get any easier. So you better figure out how to win some of these games. Pittsburgh, they figured it out. It wasn't pretty. They figured it out. They got to do it this. I don't know how, when, or where, but they got.
Well, you remind me of when Jimmy Johnson way back when was talking about to beat the big gorilla, you need to show
hit
up
him
with a
right
big
in the
stick.
mouth. Right.
And so if you want that, but that Mike McCarthy's version of that, and I think we've seen it from time to time, has been go for it on 4th and 1 early in the game on the first series or early in second series, something like that, to be kind of a tone setter. So he's done that regularly. They're not really a team that runs a lot of trick plays. That does something like that. So I don't know what's in their bag of tricks per se. But you're right. At some point, somebody has to step up and say, I used to say this all the time about different teams. I always remember Kirby Puckett, the year they won the World Series, saying, yo, fellas, I got this. Come follow me.
87.
Mm-hmm. And then he go hit a homer and go snatch one from over the wall, and they win 1-0, I think. But they need somebody to say, yo, fellas, I got this. Come ride with me.
Then all the stories came out about his life, and then we
I mean, it's a Cowboy, so it don't matter. See, that's what we're talking about right there. You talking about hating.
Well, they don't know.
The man is not even here anymore. And what you do? Chris,
what did I say?
Producer Chris.
What
When I tell you, man,
what did I say?
This is
Are
the OG.
Are you going to enumerate the stuff that came out?
No.
Okay then. So I ain't say nothing.
Joe, do you even know what we're talking about with Kirby Puckett?
Actually, I do not know.
Thank you.
See, he's just a great ball player.
But hey, he was a great baseball player, and I love a good game, and it's going to be a good game, and that's the transition.
See, this a young man who doesn't know nothing, and here you are, just Google Kirby. You just dirty.
Google the troubles of
guy.
Google the troubles of Kirby Puckett.
No, don't do that, kids. Kids don't do that.
What was the game last year in the playoffs where Luka just came out and hit all them threes against the Timberwolves and was just like, okay, this one's over. This one's mine.
Right.
Y'all come follow me. They need a performance like that from somebody capable of doing it.
Yes, that's correct. So that's what I'm saying. Somebody somewhere come out the blue, do something that you haven't done all year long. Do it. I mean, it could be the quarterback and wide receiver.
That's what I was thinking.
It could be Trayvon holding the edge and taking somebody out once. You know what I say? Like, you ain't even got to do it more than once. You can just show up.
Turpin taking one back to the house. Yes.
Yeah, I said it.
Wow.
Oh, like we can defend his run defense. Wow. He's a terrific pass defender.
Wow.
But
he
can't pay edge for the
they went back to the basics to learn the defense, to relearn the defense.
Nothing wrong with that. You got 2 weeks to do it. TCU did it and it ended up working for a week. So, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that because clearly you hadn't been getting the basics. So going back to doing something you hadn't been doing, what's wrong with that?
The fact that this stuff you supposed to got down in OTAs, I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Dog, any new scheme requires time. It's just that simple. They brought a new scheme in. It just requires time.
We just got to throw something else up against the wall because what we've been throwing against the wall ain't sticking. We really don't understand why this is not working. So let's just start all over.
They told you why it wasn't working.
No.
Right? They told you it was about technique.
Going back to the basics. You're not getting that part of it done.
Now, this happens all the time. They can give you the answer, and you can decide, like you have, I don't like the answer. I don't believe the answer, but it's whatever.
Educate them, Jack.
It ain't rocket science. I mean,
clearly it is.
It's a different defense.
But it's also simple things, too. It's like just not getting off blocks. But you go watch where you watch any game, it's pretty clear that they're not even getting off blocks. They're guys out of position. I mean, that's kind of what I was hinting with Overshown is like, hey, yes, he's playing fast. He's trying to make a play. But in the end, that kind of sometimes gets him out of position. So, it's system. There's some complex things to it. But going back to the basics, you got to make simple plays, and they're not doing that either.
Maybe it's the tools.
Boy, that's a lot of dead silence. So you say the players suck.
I'm just asking. I'm just saying.
I mean, we knew that.
We can be in position and get knocked out position.
I mean,
we knew that the players weren't that good.
When the GM ain't GMing, that's what's going to happen.
We knew that.
So I'm saying, even if you're in the right position, if you got the right technique, if you're not the right player.
That speaks to Joe's. Hey, it's easy to get off blocks. No, not when you're getting dominated, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
And they're not even not getting off blocks. They're getting blown back 5
right.
yards off the ball.
I mean, they get the offensive line, the line of scrimmage getting reset back over here.
See, that speaks to talent more than anything. I mean, the other team is better than you, and so they blow you up.
And, look at the lack of I was looking the other day about tackles for loss. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence has got 4.
DeMarcus Lawrence still lead the team in sacks, and he ain't played in 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. You know, there's not a lot of plays being made in the backfield. That ain't technique.
Okay. Let's get a break in here. Mr. Positivity. Shot thrower, Clarence Hill. God bless Kirby Puckett. May he rest in peace. Joe Hoyt, Jock Taylor, Newy Scruggs.
Should he be resting in peace?
Is the media man. You are not judge and jury, sir.
Should he?
Just trying to tell you about that, boy. I'm just trying to tell you.
I just asked you.
You're speck in your eye. Go ahead, Mr. Usher at the church. Go ahead. You're speck in your eye. But we're right back.
Drawback finds Pearson. It's caught. Touchdown.
The Dallas Morning News delivers full press coverage of the Cowboys.
Bateman straight drop, throws it over the middle. Irvin in for the touchdown, Cowboys.
We cover your Cowboys from the preseason to the postseason and beyond.
Boot to the right. Looking down the field. Lamb. Victory.
Game by game, play by play. No one delivers your Cowboys like the Dallas Morning News. Connect deeper to the Dallas Cowboys with the Dallas Morning News.
I'm Cowboys alumni Danny McCray, here with Smoothie King asking, what's that sound? That's the sound of me sipping one of their power-packed smoothies with over 10 grams of protein. With real fruits and organic veggies, because at Smoothie King, what you see is what you sip. So grab a delicious Smoothie King smoothie, throw a straw in your jaw, and get sipping real. Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. Hashtag be your own boss.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
Back to Media Mash.
Here we are, Media Mash. Cowboys getting ready to face the 49ers on NBC5 Sunday Night Football. Make sure you're there watching it. We got Clarence Hill, Joe Hoyt. They're both with All City Dallas. We got the author. He is former Cowboy beat writer Jean-Jacques Taylor. I am Newy Scruggs. So, practice report there. Oldest, tenured, longest beat
Most
writer.
trusted.
Most trusted. So the Cowboys practice report came out today. They give us a update on injury status and who practiced on a daily basis. And when I saw the practice report, my eyes just almost jumped out of my head. The first person on the name, obviously because it's alphabetical, is Brandon Aubrey. I'm like, I know they ain't lost their kicker, too. The best player on the team, he didn't practice because of jury duty. He can kick his way out of every stadium. He can't kick his way out of jury duty. What do y'all make of Brandon Aubrey not being able to?
He don't know who to make the right phone call to, man.
I was going to say, it's an easy excuse, right? Cowboys player.
I'm sure, but you got to get called. You got to go show up. And so when you get there, then they, why not? You go, you tell somebody, and then that's usually what happens.
Well, I was scheduled for jury duty a couple of weeks ago, and they send you this form to fill out.
No, I didn't know that.
Well, they send you a form to fill out, so you know all the requirements of whether you get out or not, depending on your age or working hours and whatever else. So they asked. I think I said I've had interactions with the police. Then the next letter I got was you don't have to go to jury duty. So
there you have it.
Who knew?
You got a chance. I'm a journalist. Had bad interaction with the police. Yeah, they like, we don't really want you on this jury.
I am black. You put that too, didn't you?
Also,
you did.
Also interesting on the practice report. So Micah Parsons officially did not practice. Daron Bland officially did not practice. They were, with the rehab group today, as Mike McCarthy told us they would be. Kalen Carson was a full return to practice. Eric Kendricks was limited. He did some things. Jordan Phillips returned to practice in a full member of practice after being put on injury reserve with that wrist injury.
How that wrist? That wrist all right?
Wrist is good. Wrist is good. So that's where we are with the practice report. I know that Jerry Jones said on Tuesday that it'll be a game-time decision on Micah Parsons and Deron Bland, and we'll see. They need to do more in practice. I know we were up here leaving media match yesterday, and some gentleman who works for the facility told us, I saw Micah Parsons limping just earlier today.
That tweet killed me, by the way.
Limping earlier today. I said, well, but, we saw him today. He did this rehab. So I didn't see him limping, but I'm sure he was taped up really well. And his difference, it may be sore this evening. But it's going to be a game-time decision on Micah Parsons.
He ain't playing this week.
I don't know that.
Are y'all concerned that Deron Bland's taking so long?
Not really.
I thought, based off of the way he practiced and just listening to it, I wondered if it sounded like Michael Gallup. I mean, they talked about his knee was swelling up some after, or he had some swelling after practices. But I wondered if it was just I don't have the confidence in my feet yet.
The trust. Yeah.
The trust to do what I need to do, and so I can't really do what I need to do because I don't trust my body yet.
Especially for a corner who's got to be planting constantly. And I mean, the thing though that I'm not really worried about it that much is because it's always kind of from when the surgery happened, it was always projected San Francisco would be maybe he'll come back then or maybe not. So kind of seems like it's still on schedule. But if he doesn't play this week, then the concern starts to mount.
Well, I mean, it's kind of good he didn't play in that Lions game. If we really think about it here.
Yeah, that's the thing. I remember when he got hurt, I thought, well, man, the way they're treating it, the way he's acting, it may not be 4 weeks, but this ankle injury, it seems to be longer than even he expected. And certainly he's not, even if he plays, he won't be 100%. He's not ready to go. He's not going to practice one day and be full. And he wants to have his explosion and be the best Mike he can be.
That's the other thing. You want a full week of good practice so that you can go into the game feeling good.
Right.
That's always the thing. I tell people, it's like it's coming back is one thing. Getting a guy back and playing to a standard that they want to be. That's a whole other thing.
I'm gonna say this at a much lower level. But when my son was playing, he had a little tear in his top of his patella tendon, and he missed about a year. And he was always a thumper. And he came back, and the first game back, man, he was taking on guys sideways because he didn't believe his body would hold up, and his knee would hold up. And so I always think of that when guys come back, because even at the highest level, it's all about confidence and whether you believe in your body to do all the things that it's done before, and how long it takes you to get back to feel it that way.
Specifically with Deron Bland and then Micah Parsons too, the explosiveness is their best assets. For Micah, it's coming off the edge and being explosive. Deron, it's having the ability to plant on a foot, explode, and read a play and make an interception. So if that's not there, then the confidence not there, to your point.
Yeah, and Bland to me is, I remember when he got into the camp and it was 4 to 6 weeks, and he got injured like on the 24th, August 24th. Or at least that's when they announced it, because I think he was before that, because he didn't practice a couple of days before that. But we didn't see him until August 24th. It's been 6 weeks of the season. August 24th is about a couple of weeks before the start of the season. It's been over 8 weeks.
I think it was 8 weeks, though. I think it was 4 to 8. I might be tripping. I remember thinking like San Francisco was the game.
What do you think we should expect from Deron the rest of the year, realistically?
Even Micah. I mean, will Micah get double-digit sacks?
Because he ain't going to be right the rest of the year. He ain't going to be right till the offseason.
Right.
So now you're just laboring through trying to help your team and do the best that you can do. How many sacks he got? One. I wouldn't think he'd get double digits.
History probably tells us he wouldn't, based on the last few seasons.
And the fact that they can't stop the run, there ain't no need to throw.
Yeah.
And they play from behind, so there really ain't no need.
Yeah, I was gonna say therein lies kind of, and you're playing a first place schedule, so those things that you got to feast on a lot of bad folks last year, and right now you look at the rest of the games that they have. You start thinking about this. So you've got San Francisco, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Houston, Washington, New York, Cincinnati, Carolina, Tampa Bay, Philadelphia, and then Washington again in the season. Those are going to be challenging games for the Cowboys.
Not a lot of gimmies in it.
No, outside of the Panthers, and then you get the Giants on Thanksgiving Day. But so may not have too many, but two shots right now you're thinking about you could feast
gimmies, on. But everybody else is.
Bengals have a different offensive line at times, but you get the ball out.
You never know which Bengals team show up. It could be the good one or the bad one.
This is true, so that's what I say. We'll see. We shall see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, can they be 6-6? Can they go from 3-3? 3-3 to 6-6 before Thanksgiving?
I don't see it.
But if they get to 6-6, that thumbs up? That sets them up for a good final run or what?
Considering I have them pegged to win 6 games all year, 6-6 would be great.
Can they get to 6-6 next?
But I think a lot of it depends on this week, because what happens is
you got to beat the 49ers.
You get the mental beat down from the losing and and all the stuff associated comes with losing, and if your mind's not right, it's hard for the body to follow.
Man, 6?
Duh. Yeah.
Okay. So. All right. Now we got you here.
I mean, you ain't got me.
No. I'm saying now I've got you here.
Oh, now there's a comma there. No, like, I got now you here. So, I've got you here.
So I want you to give me the 3. All right. 49ers.
Nope.
Falcons.
I mean, I hadn't put them in order.
Find me 3.
He said they got 3 more. Just got 3 more wins.
Right. Yeah.
You got to give them the Giants at home.
Giants at home.
Okay.
Carolina.
That's 2.
And they might be Washington in the last game because they will have wrapped up the NFC East.
Wow.
And Tampa's got issues at receiver.
Tampa got issues, but the Cowboys got issues, man. It's not my job to have hope, faith, and optimism.
The game is here on December 26th.
But you know what happens is, and what I'm talking about is, if you lose to San Francisco, and now you come off the bye, we got that, and now we just got a head kicked in again. You could certainly go to Atlanta and lose. Mm-hmm. And now we done lost 3 in a row. Everybody talking about McCarthy's job. All the assistant coaches start, hey, dog, y'all going to have some hope in this man? Mm-hmm. Y'all might need a running back, Coach Joe. I mean, that's how it starts. And it just snowballs. And then you pick one off for a week, and you should celebrate on Thanksgiving Day because you're playing the Giants. But it don't have to get better.
Okay.
I seen bad teams before. I'm always struck by the 97 team, which started off, I think, 3-0.
Yeah, it did.
And we were all in because they beat the Bears one game like 27-10, but we like, y'all played a raggedy game, man. Hey, you know how many teams would love to be 3-0 or 3-1 or whatever they were? I was like, yeah, but y'all ain't really playing good, man. Nah. Yeah, that team was 6-6.
There's your 97 right there. There's your 97 count.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, 97. And then
who'd they beat the first 3 games? Because I think one Pittsburgh up there too.
They went 3-1, but they beat the Bears 27-3, which sounds like it's a dominant performance, but it wasn't. It was like a close game, and they played raggedy. And at one point they was 6-5 or 6-6, and then they lost their last 5, and they ain't been the same since then. My point being, some teams just got a vibe about them where it's just a stank vibe.
Right. This team is 3-3, and
they don't feel like a 3.
No, they feel like 2-4. The rest of where they played, and like I said, all their units. You're 3-3, but all your units, your offense, your defense, are all at the bottom of the league.
And see, this 97 team was all those guys were getting older and old, and it was like, you're not dominant no more because you've been dominant for 5 years, and now you are good, or I mean, it's just it had a stank vibe to it. This team got a stank vibe to it.
Emmitt Smith that year, 1,074 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns.
I'm telling you, man.
That's very un-Emmitt-like right there. So, okay. All right. Okay, Joe, you want to throw a log on this fire of negativity here?
I will,
These two old school guys throwing out there?
Yeah,
come on, youngster.
Let me stoke it a little bit. I saw this one stat from Bobby Bell had it today, and there's only 3 teams there in the bottom 10 in both offense and defense in DVOA. The Panthers, the Patriots, and the Dallas Cowboys.
Tell folks what DVOA is.
Basically, it's just a very convoluted way to say how are you going to – the expected points or expected performance on every single play. So the odds of you having a successful play. So if you have a good DVOA, that means there's a high odds, regardless of situation, that you're going to have a good success. If you got a bad DVOA, doesn't matter the down or distance, it kind of throws all these things together. You're likely going to struggle on every average given play.
And that speaks to the fact that they do what well? Nothing.
Bottom line is, we all know you can't run the football, you're going to have problems, or stop the run, you're going to have problems here. And this is not the opportune week for you to go against a team that,
Now, I do like to say this, though.
But it's 2 weeks to get ready for this.
I never have a problem with them proving me wrong. I mean, I enjoy it. Prove me wrong. I'd be happy to say, hey, I misjudged that one.
Okay.
A little optimistic, because you had mentioned earlier, too,
No.
a little bit
No.
here. A little bit. Just a little bit.
Put the man toe.
Just a little bit here.
See, that's what. See what Saad went through. That's what Saad went through right there.
A little bit, though, because to your point earlier, when you mentioned earlier, like, hey, maybe the quarterback and receiver got to step up, right? Well, if you look at what they did, the same bye week they had this year is the same one they had last year. Offense took a huge step last year. Obviously, they weren't even running the ball that well last year either at the bye week. Then they kind of had a little bit, their offense looked like it took another step in terms of design, in terms of concepts, in terms of playmaking ability. Maybe this week after the bye, things came together, and who knows? That's the one little piece of optimism I keep coming back to.
Right.
It's a vulnerable team, but last year they took a big step after the bye. Maybe this year they do it too.
That's a nice starter log, man. Pick that up at 7-Eleven for $3.99.
Hey,
I like that. All right.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Thank you. Just a little bit.
Oh, it's a well-earned dap from one Clarence E. Hill Jr., the most trusted beat writer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Boy, some haters, boy.
I'm repeating your name that you gave yourself. Why is that a hate?
You gave yourself that moniker?
I don't
Like
believe
King of Pop?
I don't believe that's true, but I mean, it's okay.
Okay, who gave you that?
It's called
moniker?
marketing. It's called marketing.
So, yes, I did give you my moniker.
Like the King of Pop. He gave himself.
Right. King of Soul, King of Pop, King of whatever, Queen of Soul.
King of R&B.
All of that.
R. Kelly gave himself King of R&B.
Yeah. It's called marketing. You do your marketing, let me do my marketing.
Okay, Diddy.
Clarence Hill. No Diddy.
Joe Hoyt.
And no doubt.
Jean-Jacques Taylor. I'm Newy Scruggs. We'll be right back
called
here on
marketing.
Media Man.
Marketing.
That's what I was helping you with, man.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Raising Cane's presents the other rules of football. Rule 1. Any broadcast without the express edition of cook-to-order Cane's chicken fingers is prohibited. Rule 12. No crinkle-cut fries, Texas toast, or craveable Cane's sauce constitutes an illegal formation. And Rule 31. Anybody who loves to feed their game face is an eligible receiver of Cane's. When it comes to winning game day, Cane's rules. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go Cowboys.
Drawback finds Pearson. It's caught. Touchdown.
The Dallas Morning News delivers full press coverage of the Cowboys.
Bateman straight drop, throws it over the middle. Irvin in for the touchdown, Cowboys.
We cover your Cowboys from the preseason to the postseason and beyond.
Boot to the right. Looking down the field. Lamb. Victory.
Game by game, play by play. No one delivers your Cowboys like the Dallas Morning News. Connect deeper to the Dallas Cowboys with the Dallas Morning News.
Hey, Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Back to Media Mash.
Media Mash. Get off your phone.
Get off your phone.
Get off your phone.
Get off your phone.
I just got a very important text. I'm sorry.
Act like you care for it.
Act like you care.
Jean-Jacques Taylor, the author. Are you able to tell us what you're working on, or is that still a surprise for us?
That's still a surprise.
Still a surprise.
But I appreciate you asking.
Okay. I had this question. Deion's winning now. that help the book sales from the Deion book you wrote? How does that work in that publishing?
It never hurts. Because the book is about the 2022 season at Jackson State, and it's all about how he is as a coach and why he succeeds as a coach, or why he had success at Jackson State, and all that translates into what he's doing in Colorado. He just took over a raggedy Rudy II program, and it took some time to get it straight. And then his next challenge will be what to do when your two superstars leave, your quarterback and your two-way star.
So stay with me there. So he's going to make a bowl game. They're going to get 6. There will be firings, as they are every year. Do you anticipate, if he takes this team to a bowl game, talk about losing your 2 best players, if somebody approaches him, let's say an SEC team,
Florida State,
like Arkansas, I don't think Florida State can afford to buy out Norvell.
Yeah, not yet.
Now, don't underestimate Arkansas just because he's got a tight relationship with the AD there. That being said,
Florida could be open.
I don't know. My suspicion is Deion is not for everybody. At Colorado, he can essentially do, much like Jackson State to a degree, whatever it is you want to do. And so that's important to him. And so I think he's cool. The Big 12 is not the most difficult conference. It's a conference you can compete in. And as long as he can recruit, I think he would stay there.
Okay. All right. Just a thought. Joe Hoyt making his maiden voyage right here. All City Dallas. How's it been so far?
It's been great, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I know you heard about what could happen. So how's it been so far?
Yeah, no, it's been great. I mean, honestly, working with Clarence has been fantastic.
What's fantastic about it?
I mean, he's really supportive. He helps a lot. Honestly,
give me an example of him helping.
Don't put this man on the spot. Listen,
what do I do, Doc? Why are you answering?
Listen,
hey, Coach, why are you answering? I'll say his question.
I'll say this: when you're a young guy on the beat, it's kind of like last year was my first year, and it kind of felt like drinking water of a fire hose. It was a lot, and you're kind of always looking for support or some guidance, and honestly, he's been a great mentor. So
he's your Papa Smurf. Love it.
Why does it feel like drinking out of a fountain?
Why y'all?
You missed me there. There you go.
Why y'all grilling this man?
We're not. We ask questions, dog. It's no different than anybody else because I'm always the curious sort. Yeah. So why does it feel like it was drinking water out of a fountain?
Last year in particular, because when I started working I thought I was going to cover SMU until August, and then a new job came up, and then next thing you know, I started Monday of week 1. I didn't even have, the first week. I thought I could just step in and be like, oh, hey, I'm the Cowboys beat reporter. And I had to go through the whole credential process and learning all that stuff. And then obviously, there's a lot of established people, the most trusted guy on the beat, right? And all that stuff. And it was a lot. I think that this year with the transition, it's been able to really kind of settle down and having people around me has been nice. And actually having help too, because last year I was alone. So
now, see, I was asking all those questions because it makes very much sense to me. Because I tell people all the time when the topic comes up, I started covering them in 1995. I don't remember very much about the 1995 season because I spent all my time trying to tread water and keep my head above water.
Facts, yeah.
And so I really don't remember a lot. Like I can remember, just like I just pulled that 97 out, those other seasons aren't really hard for me to pull out. But that 95, I have very sketchy memory from that because it was all about survival mode. Mm-hmm. So quit being so suspicious, man.
I was not being suspicious.
Yes, you were.
I'm just saying, you're
we
putting
just
my man on the spot.
questions.
Listen,
we just got through asking you why you feel like you're the most trusted beat writer.
Did you feel that way?
Why do you feel like that? Why do you feel you're more trusted than anybody else?
Because I am.
Give me an example.
As my new Twitter moniker is, my Cowboys perspective is my superpower. My Cowboys perspective is my superpower.
What is that?
Yeah, what does that mean?
My history. My being here. On this wall. You can't handle this wall. I've been on this wall for 27 years. On this wall.
He tell that to all the people who just showed up to jail.
Yeah.
It's going to be a screamer tonight. Which one it is y'all got think going to be a screamer tonight?
On this wall for 27 years.
The easy way or the hard way?
27 years I've been
That's
on this wall.
red right there, boy.
Y'all ain't listen.
No, it's true though. Yeah. What that really means is you can sift through all the BS that comes out of this building and get to the truth.
But
or as much of the truth as anybody can get to.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. And I get that. First year on the beat. That's why when you look to hire people, you got to understand that it's hard to break your first story. You just don't walk out here. I don't care where you come from and think you're gonna get a breaking story, because there's too many people with history. You got to create your relationships and different things like that. That first year on the beat is a difficult animal for sure.
12-letter cuss word.
But here we are now, and all these years later, I'm getting essentially the same thing. It's been an 8-8, 9-7 team since I've been here. They've had some good years, they've had some bad years, but it's all 8-8, 9-7. So many 8-8s we've seen. So many 9-7s we've seen. 4 playoff wins since 1997.
Which is crazy, really.
The
problem is most teams, the reason why that's such a damning number is if you just talk about the NFC.
Yes.
Most teams in 30 years have their run. It's a 2 or 3 year window. The Cardinals went to the Super Bowl.
Right.
The Cardinals went to the Super Bowl.
Panthers.
The Cardinals been to the championship game twice, I think. So it's just that the Panthers have been to the Super Bowl. Everybody during that little window says, oh, this is our little window. We might not be good the previous decade or the next decade, but for this little 2-year period, we're going to do that thing. Cowboys haven't done that.
I just look even in town, just since 1999. The other 3 big franchises have played at least twice for the championship and won it at least one time. And these guys haven't even been to the conference title round.
Yeah.
It's very surprising.
Well, that's because the times that they've had the teams that should have done it, whether it was last year or 07 or 14 or 16, their best players nutted up in the playoffs and didn't perform.
So graphic.
I'm sorry.
Who nutted up in 16?
Did they win in 16?
They did not win. Brett Favre did a 3rd and 30 on them, but I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers did 3rd.
Pick which one of them, whoever that DB who gave up 3rd and 33, that's the one.
Byron Jones.
First round pick, Byron Jones.
Byron Jones was the
That's
person
on you,
I'm
baby.
told,
Who?
Jeff Heath could have had the ball out to play before he had him sacked.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's really the epitome of at the winning time when they've had those teams capable of talented enough to win championships. At winning time, they've not had a guy make a play.
Okay. Choke would have been better than.
I'm sorry. I got familiar with y'all. I apologize.
Trump rally, man. You can talk about Arnold Palmer and stuff like that. Let's just be family show, sir.
Acting like you watch a press with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, whatever.
So.
I mean, see, when you've been around long enough, some stuff you just swat like.
Oh yeah.
What
You just swat it. You don't even.
What happened when they were watching press with Jamie Foxx?
I mean, he's a Trump supporter.
No way.
I don't think that's a big secret.
No way.
Moving on. Come on, my brother.
Joe.
It's a hard ship to steer.
Joe, are you back tomorrow? Or is it you just your one? Clarence, what was how did you?
Don't do this.
How did you put this together?
Don't do this.
Tell me.
We have a foursome on Thursday. We have a foursome on Thursday.
Hey, Joe.
Do we already have a foursome on Thursday?
I got fired on my day off, so be careful.
Did you get?
Always looking behind me.
Is there already a?
Don't miss no Wednesdays.
How do you schedule?
Is there a foursome on Thursday?
So you're saying no?
Is there a foursome already on Thursday?
No.
You already know the foursome on Thursday. What's the Wednesday foursome?
I'm just telling you, don't catch a cold. Okay. Don't miss no Wednesdays now.
All right, so Clarence has decided Joe's got one day.
One opportunity.
You got tomorrow. You're back tomorrow, correct? Is that
seize the moment?
Yeah. Okay.
I ain't missing no more days, man.
Okay. So
that's not what happened.
Clarence will be here tomorrow.
Hell, he here every day. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Y'all got a show on Friday. He'll be here for that.
That's a negative.
Hey, you better check. They be having secret shows around here.
He was trying to force me to do a show last week.
They wouldn't let us work on the bye week.
Someone was trying, though.
No, he was trying. He said, I'll host the show myself.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I'll do it by myself.
I run quarterback. I was going to call you.
Derek were like, no.
I was going to call you.
Nobody trust you. Nobody trust you.
Everybody be
You're not
fired
the
on
most trusted man around here.
Everybody
I
be fired on it. Hey,
done got the text already.
When did the media mash go to one host? Solo show.
Joe, good to see you.
Great
We'll
seeing
see you next week, Joe. All right, see you.
No.
Check in with your boy.
It's getting hot in here.
Clarence Hill, Joe Hoy, Jacques Taylor. I'm Newy Scruggs for Chris Beam, Jazz,
And the rest of the
and
crew.
Josh. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Media Match at 3 p.m.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!